Okay, so we can have a current that runs to the right. We can have a current that runs to the left. We can have current that runs up the page. We can have current that runs down the page. And we can have current that runs out of the page towards you, so you see a dot. Or we can have a current, so the circle is the cylinder that's the wire, that runs away from you into the page. Okay? So, let's look at each one of these and use our right hand rule to determine the direction of the magnetic field due to each one. So for this guy right here, you stick your thumb to the right and you grab the wire. Now, in order to grab, you use your right hand, okay? You stick your thumb in the direction of the current and then you grab the wire. In order to grab that wire, I have to stick my fingers into the page, go behind the wire, and then my fingertips poke out. So this is into the page and then out of the page. And you grab the wire. So below the wire, the magnetic field is directed into the page, so that's X's. Remember, you can see the tail feathers going away from you. And above the page, your fingers were pointing out at you, or the arrows are coming towards you, so you see a dot. Okay? So then when the current is to the left, put your thumb to the left and grab that wire. So where do your fingers go into the page? Into the page above it, out of the page below it, in and out. To grab that wire, I've got to stick my finger into the page, wrap around, and then my fingers poke out under it. So into the page above, out of the page below. What about the current is up? Into the page on which side? The right side. Very good. So X is on the right, dots on the left. Now what about this guy right here? X is on the left, dots on the right. Ooh, what about out of the page towards you? What do? Out of the page. What does your thumb do? Yeah, that's right. Towards you. And how are your fingers curling? Clockwise or counterclockwise? That's supposed to be a circle. What about into the page? Clockwise? Now, let's look at a couple of special cases where we have wires that are interfering with each other. So let's say that we've got a current carrying wire up and one down. And if I use my right hand rule and I put my thumb up the page for the left wire, my fingers go into the page over here and out of the page over there. Likewise, for the one on the right side, if you put your thumb down, then your fingers go into the page and then out of the page. So my question is, what is the magnetic field at this point right here? So these into the pages, those blue into the page X's, will extend from that wire to infinity. And they will interfere with any other magnetic field. Okay? But it's messy to draw blue X's from here to infinity. Okay? So, what symbol would go in that box from this wire right here? An X. Remember, from here to infinity, there's magnetic field going into the page. So I'd have an X here. But it would be blue. Now what about this one right here? Ignore the blue wire. Look at this red one. We'd have X's from here to infinity, just like we'd have dots from here to infinity. So over here, far, far to the right, the magnetic field, due to this wire right here, would be pointing out of the page. Ignoring the other one, just due to the red. You'd have a red dot out of the page. So then here, what do we have in our box?